My 34M, BF is upset with me, 32F, because I didn't make his plate and serve it to him during Christmas. Where do I go from here? Our 5-year anniversary is a couple weeks from now and we have a 2-year-old. I didn't know anything was wrong until we started the 5 hours drive home after spending the holidays with my family. He was quiet pretty much the whole way and snapped at me when I asked why he was following too close behind a vehicle and also driving fast. As soon as we get home, he leaves without a word for a couple hours, gets back and says he went to the mall to buy a couple more gifts and some shoes for himself. I'm annoyed because I have been telling him for weeks to pick out shoes and I will buy them for his upcoming birthday. He's really hard to shop for and picky about his clothes. So I asked him why he bought himself shoes when I wanted to buy him some as a gift. He says in rude tone, "Send me 100 then because that's how much they were." I finally asked him what his problem was, and he was upset that I didn't make him a plate. I spent over 4 hours cooking for my whole family, also cooked for Xmas Eve the day before. I was tired. The holidays are exhausting. I couldn't believe he was upset about that. He seemed annoyed on Boxing Day because we ordered pizza and I made a plate for my stepfather who uses a cane. I told him to make himself a plate and he just sat there. He also said I barely looked at him during our visit, and if I did, I didn't smile or look at him lovingly. Like I said, I was tired. My 2-year-old was also extra clingy, so I felt overstimulated and just tried to be present with my family. Lastly, he was mad because I didn't go sledding with him and my family. I stayed back with my sister and baby niece, and we watched a rom-com. I wanted to relax and have some me time, and he was upset about that, saying I just wanted to go on my phone, which I did. I got to watch TikToks and just scroll for a bit. Anyway, after we got home and had this conversation, I left upset and went to have dinner by myself while he took our child for a walk. As soon as I got home, he left again and didn't come back for 4 hours. We have barely spoken, and I don't want to be the one to sit down and start this conversation, to coddle him and make him feel better. I'm so sick of this. Where do I go from here? Relevant comments. Why is Op allowing this relationship to continue? Op. It's my first long-term relationship, my first love. I asked myself this question as well. Low self-esteem perhaps, but I've just started therapy again, so I'm hoping things will get better for my mental health. Has Op considered about marriage counseling for both herself and her BF? Op. We are not married, probably will never get married. And I have suggested couples counseling, but he flat out said no. Commenter 1. Your BF is a child. Unless he's missing his arms, he can surely get his own plate. He's petulant and has some really weird ideas about gender roles. Does he track how often you smile at him and look at him lovingly and how much time you do it each time? Holy shit. Op. After he said that, I couldn't believe it. I do make his plate at home because I'm the one that cooks and I serve him and our son first. I paid for our gas to go visit. I pay for my own vehicle, insurance, and phone. So this gender role idea in his head is bonkers. Is there any chances that BF might be dealing with unresolved issues? Op. You're right, he has trauma from his mother and I feel like he hates me sometimes when all I do is work, cook for my family, take care of our child, paying for daycare and drops-offs and pickups asterisk, and stay home. He always finds something to be mad about with me. If he isn't being jealous, then he's mad I don't clean enough or want some alone time. Commenter 2. Okay, on your side, he sounds bloody awful. Be honest, other than taking joy in your child, are you happy, contented? Does he make you feel happy and supported? If not, if you're not feeling part of a loving partnership, can you move back in with your family? Will they help you to get back on your feet? You need a happy life in order to provide happiness for your baby. That's how they learn what to expect. From your post, I think that you need to leave. You can co-parent, he much better for you. Tell your family before you tell your BF, they need to be involved. Choose happiness for yourself and your child. Op. I have family to rely on, thankfully. Our lease is up in 2 months, and I can get a place on my own for my son, and I were happy a lot of the time. We don't argue every day, but once a month or so, something upsets him, something I've done. He gets quiet, and I can tell he's mad. I'll ask him what's wrong, and it's something from the past he hasn't gotten over. It's jealousy or something he's dealing with. He lost his mom and brother. He has trauma. He does not communicate his feelings to me, says he's dealing with it on his own, but he's cold and distant towards me, and I start overthinking everything about what I may have said or done. His actions tell me he doesn't care about me, and at times it feels like he doesn't love me or value me. Thank you everyone for your input. We still haven't talked, but I'm giving myself some time and space from him. Update, like an absolute dumb ass, I stayed. I cried my eyes out and told him how I felt, and he didn't have anything to say, just that he's sorry and will do better. We were okay for a week. Today is our 5-year anniversary. Well, would have been. He broke up with me today. I've had to stay home all week with our child because of a parasite and waiting for tests. On Thursday I got sick and still am sick with what feels like a chest cold infection. The morning of our anniversary he goes rock climbing. I don't know what time he left but was gone until noon. I was pissed and texted him it would have been nice to have help while I rested. I canceled the reservations I made to the restaurant that we met at. When I told him this, he ripped up the card he got me, told me he's going to stay elsewhere elsewhere and we're done. He said I am miserable and just want to be sad and that I make him pay with all the ways my dad failed me. Asterisk my father could care less about me and I have daddy issues lol. I don't think I'm being unreasonable for expecting him to spend the whole day or coming back early from climbing. I didn't even get a good morning happy anniversary text, but it is what it is. Anyways, y'all were right. I knew it in my heart but didn't want to believe it. There's no coming back from this, but I'm okay. Thank you for letting me vent and for all of your advice. It's nice to come back and read all the positive support. Commenter 1. He sounds like a man-child. Now he's gone, I almost guarantee you'll start thriving. With him not around putting you down, draining your energy and self-esteem, you'll start noticing a difference. Op. Thank you, just gotta get over the sad part. I was the best version of myself when I met him. I've lost myself in this relationship, but I feel ready to move forward. Commenter 2. He's an idiot and he's trying to bully you. Bet that once he sees you're chill with it ending, he will panic and beg. Op. I honestly believe we are both done at this point, done fighting, done trying to make this work. Kind of funny that our relationship ends on the very day of our 5th anniversary. I don't know how we made it this long. Commenter 3. Honestly, it sounds like he's having an affair. He is projecting and making up reasons to be mad at you. It's how narcissists justify their own awful behavior. Op. I wouldn't be surprised. For most of our relationship, he's accused me of being sneaky or cheating on him. I have never ever cheated. I will never be a cheater because I can't imagine hurting somebody like that. We haven't been friends of social media for almost a year and I don't know his passcode, so if he is then so be it, I can't take it anymore. Op explains why she was together with her BF for 5 years, had a child, and no marriage. Op. Honestly, I think it's a culture thing. We're both Indigenous in Canada. Marriage happens so much later in life in our communities and families. Unfortunately, it's said that Indigenous people attend more funerals than weddings, which is true in both of our families. We have never talked about it. He called me his wife on occasion. He's only ever been my partner. I just never seen myself getting married, but now I hope to find that lifelong commitment with someone who cherishes me one day, not anytime soon. Op needs to get in therapy to deal with unresolved issues she might has. Op, I got back into therapy. I have a session this Friday, so I have a lot to say and a lot to get out. He used to be so sweet and considerate in the beginning. He used to tell me his feelings. He tried to resolve conflicts. All of his actions and words to me as of late are what he truly feels and thinks about me. I am ready to move on.